Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, and welcome to our live support session on the 26th of January. I am Kieran Nolan, functional consultant.
Yeah. And I am Benjamin, so functional consultant as well. Welcome to this session, and good morning to all of you. So, Kieran,
what should we start off with?
Yeah, so as usual, you can start asking your question on the chatter, so on YouTube. We will try to answer them if we can, of course. And as a reminder, this is a functional session, so please feel free to ask any functional question you want today. So we'll be here for 3 hours, Kieran.
Until half midday, more or less, yeah?
Yes.
Give or take.
And after this session, there will be another session.
Yeah, in the afternoon there will be, it's another functional session in the afternoon with 2 of our colleagues. And after that, technically speaking, that'll be the last one.
It's a sad news today, but
sad day.
Sad day, I told you, but yes. This morning is not the last one, but almost the last one, because this afternoon will be the last session, live support session. So really, feel free to ask anything you want to know today, and yes.
Please bear in mind that some of us are motivated and want this to continue, so we might find a way to continue. But
there is nothing scheduled.
At the moment, nothing is scheduled. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, meanwhile, while waiting for questions, what should we discuss?
I don't know. Last time I think we discussed Odoo Studio. I don't know if you want to schedule, I don't know, maybe some advanced configuration like dropshipping or something like that in the warehouse. We can maybe start with that. I don't know if that would be a good idea.
Could do. Yeah. So what? Dropshipping. What are we thinking? Multi-company? Not multi-company?
No, not maybe. Just start with a simple configuration. If you want, if we want to sell something and then automatically buy it to the supplier, and that the supplier sends directly. Sends directly the.
Okay, go for it. If I were to configure my routes like that, I have a product that's okay. Let's say here's a case scenario. I'm a company, and I sometimes buy my products from my suppliers to sell them off myself. And I have a warehouse, but for X reason, I think the time between getting the product from my supplier and sending it off to my customer is too long. And I would like, for that once, for it to be sent directly from the supplier. Yeah. How would I do that?
So, maybe you can share my screen. Yeah.
There we go.
So first of all, there is a settings to set in the inventory settings, I think, called dropshipping. Let me check if the setting is there. Let me check. Maybe that's directly in the apps. We can find the dropshipping application, and we can install that. So dropshipping. That's also a setting, but maybe that's in the sales or in the inventory. You can find it in the settings. So once this is installed, you can see that in your also we have to apply the routes to see the change. So the multiple routes, that's an advanced configuration. Yes, we have multi-warehouse and multi-routes. Let's apply it. We are there in the last version of Odoo, so in version 11, of course. So once it will be installed, a new route will be defined when will be available. So the route has been created automatically, the dropshipping route. That will allow us to choose if I want to purchase my product from the supplier and that the supplier sends it directly to the customer. To the customer, exactly. So as you can see in the routes, I have a dropshipping route that I can set, that I can use on the sale order lines. That's important. After that, let me configure a product. So if I go to the product, let's create a new product, drop shipping product. Let's make it stockable. Okay. let's define a vendor, because that's really important. If I want to to be able to buy it, I have to define a vendor with a price, of course. Yes, and a sales price of 20. Okay. And in the inventory, I buy it. Okay. Now let's imagine that a customer wants to buy this product. So I'm gonna create a quotation for Agrolait with this product. Okay. Yeah. As this is yes, I need to activate. Sorry, there is another settings I have to do. I have to activate the fact that we can select routes on the sale order lines, and for that I think there is a settings in the user form that I need to apply. So where is this settings? It's routes, enable routes on sale order line. Okay, so we can have multiple routes, but depending on your user, you can allow them to specify a specific routes on a sale order line or not. So back to my sale order. Let me now add this product, and you see that there is a route now, a route field available on the sale order, and I can select dropshipping. Okay, so for this sale order, I'm gonna actually buy the dropshipping product to my supplier and send it directly to the customer.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So now let me check if I forgot. No, the sale order has been confirmed. That's really important, because that is what triggers the flow. So I mean the purchase order.
Mm-hmm,
so if I go now to the purchase application, you can see that there is a new purchase order, a new request for quotation actually, with the source document, the sale order we've just created, and the dropshipping product will be bought to this supplier, so to the supplier defined on the product form.
mm-hmm.
Now there is no move that is already created, because Odoo is waiting for me to confirm the purchase order first, the request for quotation. So if I confirm the request for quotation, a move between the supplier and the customer will be automatically created. Yeah. So you can see that if I if I check the details of my picking, the source location is my vendor, and the destination location, is my customer. You can also directly see it, because when dropshipping is applied, you can see that there is a new operation type called dropship, and where I can find my move. Yes,
The one that you just generated, yeah.
Exactly. And also from my sale order, now that the purchase order has been created, I have also a delivery, but the delivery is actually the dropshipping move picking from my customer to from my supplier to the customer.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So if I validate it, you'll see that the move has been validated, so the product is received by my customer and sent by my supplier, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the delivery is actually done, and the reception, so the receipt from the receipt is actually the same. So it is also done. This is exactly the same picking. Okay.
Okay.
So that is dropshipping, and while I was
talking, we've had a lot of comments on YouTube.
So that's good news.
So firstly, hello to everyone, and welcome to the Functional Support Live. If we do not answer your question straight away, please be patient, because one person at a time. We can't answer everyone at the same time. So to start off with, we have how to set up PNL by Damika.
What do you mean by PNL? Do you mean product lifecycle management? That's what you mean? I don't know, but because we have a module PLM, I don't know if that's what you are talking about. Do you have an idea?
Not sure as well, to be honest.
Not sure what you are talking about. So maybe if it's LM, so product lifecycle management. It's about where is the application? It's not installed, so I can install it. That's maybe about this application, so product lifecycle management. Please let us know, and if that's it, we will discuss that later. So, yeah.
Well, Demike comes back a bit later on saying how to set up a profit and sale report.
Profit and sale report. Okay, so that's maybe different. That's the same guy.
It's the same person. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So I don't know.
Profit and sale. Well, in our accounting application, we have profit and loss reports, and in our sales module, we have sales analysis.
Yes.
So I'm not quite sure.
We also have the margin.
Yes, we do have the margin. Yeah.
So yeah, maybe that
Could be.
that's yes. Oh, you can define. You can see the margin you make. So for example, let me check if it was applied or not. Not really. So in the sales configuration, in the sales settings, you can define. There is an option to see the margin. Yes. Sorry. So the margin, you have to tick this option. Yes, I saved this without applying it, but you have an option to set the margin on the sale order. What does this option? It just adds a margin field on the sale order where you can that computes the actual margin you make on the sale order. So the margin is computed thanks to the sale price you realize on the sale order, on this specific sale order.
And the cost of your goods.
And the cost of your product, exactly. So let me just give you an example. And this margin will also be available in the reports. So you'll be able to see it in the sale order report and the sale analysis. So that's a good thing. Let me just apply it and show it to you. Yes, and so the margin is really computed not with the sales price defined on the product, but the real sales price you define on the sale order, because you can have different sales price for different customer. It can happen. So, but this is always based on the cost price of the product, and the cost price of the product can be set.
That depends. Yeah.
Manually. That's the first option. That's but it can also be set automatically depending on the average cost price, purchase price of this product. Yes. Or real price. Yeah. So let me just quickly show you. Let me go to a product, and the iPad, for example, iPod. Let's say iPod. We sell an iPod at 60 USD, and let me set a cost price. Where is that's weird. I don't have any cost price. Where is the cost price field in this version? That's weird. I thought it was there.
But it was in general information as well.
No. I thought the cost price was in the purchase. Let me check. Let me open Studio. I'm just gonna see.
Demo3.odoo.com.
Yes.
Okay.
Cost price. No, it should be displayed somewhere. I don't know why it's not displayed. Let me see if it works. Let me see if it works with the purchase price set on the vendor, but I'm not sure. So there is a price of $40. Let me check if the margin is computed correctly. So customer, let's say Agrolane, he will buy an iPod. Yes, this is maybe defined. Yeah, I know why. But the cost price is defined. And if I say, okay, I will sell it €20, for example, you will see that the margin is automatically computed there. So
actually, you can't see it because of our faces.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
maybe there you can see that there is a margin field there on the sale order. So, and of course, if I have several lines, the margin is computed thanks to all the lines. And in the reporting, we have a sales reporting where we can see the margin there. You can add this margin to see, okay, by customer, by customer, partner, where is it? Partner, yes. We have this margin, for example. That's weird. Yes. So we have the margin. This was also computed for other sale orders. So this is why you don't see the, but I can date order day. That's weird. Yes, but it was, I did not confirm the sale. So now we'll see it in the reports. Okay, because it's only based on sale order that are already confirmed. So you can really use this to see the profit and
profit and the margins and so on.
Report. Okay.
Kobe or QBB Info Systems, HR, procurement, warehouse management, and inventory would be good. Listen, if you have any specific questions, don't hesitate to come forward with them, and we'll answer them gladly. But we can't just cover all those modules and all the possibilities there are. How can we insert discount value for the order report? I take it you are talking about sale orders or purchase orders?
What
do you mean by order report?
I guess this is the sale order report. So include some discount and
promotions, price lists, and so on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to?
Yeah, I can do. Yeah. So, for your question, how to apply discounts to your sale orders, there are. Would I be right in saying there's two ways of doing this? With price lists, or depending on if you're on e-commerce or not, with coupons and promotions?
Yes, but it does depends on price list. So yeah, I think the question is more about the sale order in the backend. So go for price list, I think.
Okay. So here we are. We're in the sales module. There we go. Where's price lists? I need to.
No, it is already applied.
Is it?
Yes, multiple price, multiple sales price per product.
Do I have the rights to do this? Yes. Oh, yes. In V11, it's in the catalog.
Sometimes the menu changes.
Indeed. So here, for example, we have the public price list. This is just your usual price list. But if you want to create a discount for, let's say, gold partners, something like that, currency euro, company, we're multi-company, true. Let's choose this one. We can show public price discount to the customer or not, or discount included in price. Add country groups, doesn't really matter. Save. Okay. Now, hold on. I'm having a bit of a brain freeze here. The price list is on the partner, right?
Yes,
indeed. It is. So, let's just say now that not me, because I'm as me, customer 1 is a gold partner, okay? We put this price list on his contacts. There we go. There we go. And then we have the products. Shall we create a new product?
Yeah.
Gold product, stockable. Sell price 35. Gold partner. There we go. And we set the price that we want. So instead of 35, we'll put 25.
Yeah, for instance.
25 with, let's say, a minimum quantity of 5 bolts. Okay? That way we can show show both examples. You can set a start date and an end date. That really depends on you. Okay? So, now, if I do a sale order, I'll do 2 sale orders. What was the name of my partner? Was it customer 1? It was customer 1. and my product was gold product. I'll sell, there's one ordered quantity, okay? You can see that the unit price is 35. But now if I put, he wants to buy 15, it automatically changes to 25. So that's how you set discounts to certain customers. You can group customers so that they're all part of one price list to make things simpler. That's really up to you. So I think I more or less answered this question.
Just what I would add, if you save and close this, you can see the discount on the sale order line. But depending on the settings on the prices, you can see the discount.
Yeah, this the percentage.
Yes,
yeah.
Indeed. So
this is where did I put it? Here we go. Let's just, you can edit that here.
Yeah.
So if I put that, it will show the percentage of discount.
It shows 35 euro for the unit price, and then it will give a discount. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let's just quickly show, seeing as we're already here.
Yeah.
Orders, create, and there was customer 1, add an item, gold products, and I want to buy 15 of them. Oh, yeah. Why? There we go. Because the discount is here.
Maybe they don't see it because of your...
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you can see the price stays 35, but with the discount of 28.57%, rather than automatically changing the price on the sell order line. So you can't see it either, but let me check if I can. Oops. As you can see at the bottom right there, the untaxed amount and the total is not 35 times 15. So it includes the discount and so on.
Indeed. And if you print it, you can also see it on the sale order
on the
PDF that you can send to the customer.
This is still the quotation. There you go. Yeah. It's included there. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe just to cover everything on the price list, because we have two options for the prices. You can define the price on the product, but you can also define more advanced computation. This is the second option in the settings for the price list. So just if you change the settings, so because yeah, that's what I meant.
Yes. Calculated. Where is it?
And this way is.
Would it be this? No, it's here. Prices by formula. Yeah.
With this way, this configuration.
I don't have the access right. Okay, we'll switch to Benjamin's screen for this.
Yes, let me just apply it because yes.
Well, yes, you can put formulas and so on to define the discount you're gonna apply.
Yeah, so I'm gonna apply the second option. Yes, and there you can really say, okay, for the gold partner, I don't set a specific price, but I give 10% discount, and that's easier. I can also round my prices if I want. I can really use an advanced formula to compute the prices of my product. Let's just see what is the difference. So you remember Kieran just shown you how to set the price on the product with the first method. It was on the product there in the sales tab. But now with the second option, that's not how it works. You should go to the price list in the gold partner, and you see that what Kieran did before has just added it has added a line in the prices item, but I can to set a price, but for all other products I can say, okay, I want to give a discount of 10%. I want to fix a price. That was Kieran did for the first product. So there I can set 10%, or I can use a formula. So based on the price set on the product, I can give 10% discount, but I can also round it to the unit, for example, or I can decide to take a minimum margin for this product. So, yeah, in euro, for example, if I give 10% discount, but the margin is not higher, the minimum margin will be applied. If I want to take at least 5 euro margin for this product, I can say, yes, I can define it there. Okay, So that's the other way to use this. So you will see that there I'll give a 10% discount. I'll give a 10% discount for all other products. So there is only one product, the gold product, where I set the price. Yes, a fixed price. I set a fixed price, and for all other products, I give 10% discount. So let me just show you an order. I create an order for the same customer. So the price is gold partner, and I will just use another. Yeah, of course, I don't have a price on this product. I don't remember if I have some price there. Yes, sales price is 5, so I save it, and the discount is 10%. So it gives me a price of 450. So yeah, that's it about the price list. I hope this helped you.
We covered about everything about price list there.
Let us know if that was not the case, or if you have any other question.
Yeah, because there's promotions and coupons as well when it comes to e-commerce.
Exactly.
Anyways, Aizen Evolution, sorry if I misspell your name, by the way, or mispronounce your name. Good morning. How can I proceed to erase Odoo logo and color, heading and footer of email templates? I am using debranding module, but it does not work. Do you have any idea about that?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure if that will help you, but yeah, indeed, just to explain to other people what Asian meant. When we send, I think that's what he mean is when we send, I don't know, it's not important. When we send this, no, let me give a real email address. So if I, Kiran, you will receive an email.
Will I?
Or yeah, let me create let me take another email address, so it will be easier. So if I go to my so if I say that that's not a good example, I won't take one yet. Customer 1, let me give him an email address that I own. User@gmail.com. Save it. So now if I send it by email, send it. Let me check if I receive it. Yes, I receive it. And what it means is that the color are there. That's what you mean, I think. But in the emails, the color there in the header and in the footer.
I think it even goes further than that, because I thought debranding modules, third-party applications that cover that, actually debrand absolutely everything on your database. Yeah. Not only the reports, but everything.
Yeah, I don't know about other applications done by third party, but let me maybe show you how you can change that. I'm not sure, but I can give a try. In the settings, you have under the debug mode, so you have to activate the developer mode there. We have what we call an email template to define and actually it was working in version 10, but in version 11 I've never tried, but I guess it's still the same thing. In the settings, so under technical, in the email templates, there is a notification, yes, notification email, and that's where you can preview it. I think that's where you can see that the Odoo logo is, the footer as well. And there you can maybe, if you have some HTML knowledge, because it's done in HTML, I think, you can, for example, remove the logo. I think the logo is there, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's the company logo. Let me check. Logo. Or Odoo, I'm not sure. Yes, for example, Odoo. Yes, for example, the sent by Odoo that we've seen, where it was sent out. The powered by Odoo, maybe? It's powered by Odoo. No, it was sent by Odoo. I'm not even sure it is here. Actually, I don't know.
Please also bear in mind that if you do fiddle around with this and you do accidentally mess things up,
yes,
you probably need a consultant to fix it. This
course.
isn't something that will be covered by our support, I don't think.
Of course. And maybe because that's of course a functional session, so I'm not sure about what. Yes, it's maybe more how to say a technical question, but there you can change the color of branding. I think I don't. Maybe it's not in this color, but there are some HTML value for the color that you can change, and actually that's in this email template that you would be able to change the header and the footer of the email. So you can give a try there to change the color and to change the branding. That could help you.
Two more things regarding this. The first is if you're going to make tests or run tests on your database, always duplicate your database and do the tests on those. That way you don't mess up any production database. The second is, seeing as we're talking about a third-party module, I would highly recommend contacting the developer of that module if it's supposed to work and it doesn't and so on.
Yeah.
As we did not develop it, we won't be able to help, but they will. And they should gladly help you with that.
Yes, because as Kieran said, if you start changing this email template, and yes, if you make a mistake, you won't be able to send email from Odoo because the rendering of the template won't work anymore, and you will need a consultant in this case. So be careful with that, really careful with the email templates and the way Odoo sends message. But you can try to change the notification email to change the header and the footer, the branding, and so on.
So yeah, I hope we helped you out there. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate. Alfredo Vittoria. Hi, could you explain how workflows are now managed after they have been deleted from version 11? That is very general, and there's not much information there for us to work on. Have you any idea?
No, and honestly, to change the workflow with Odoo, there is no functional way to change the workflow. So quotation becomes a sale order and so on, then it creates an invoice. That's the workflow. But from a functional point of view, there is no really a way to configure the workflow and so on. So that's more a technical question, and I'm afraid we won't be able to answer it during this session.
Okay, moving on to Kapila Kasturi. Welcome to you. Can we group accounts to get subtotal using groups?
Hi Kapila, so I think that's what the accounting report, that's what they do in the accounting report. So let me just show you that in the reporting, and for example, depending on the chart of account you have installed, of course you have some reports. For example, profit and loss. You see that you have groups and subgroups, but also in the depending on the type of the accounts. If you go to the reporting and you check the balance sheet, for example, in Belgium, you have some groups. So for example, for receivable accounts, current assets accounts, you have current liabilities, and so on. And how does that work? It is actually based on what we call financial reports. I think we have a documentation about financial report. I'm not sure. Let me check all the documentation there. User in the accounting. Where is the accounting there? Report. How to create a customized report with your own formula. That's where you can find some documentation about financial report, but in some words, how does that work? For example, the balance sheet, you will see that thanks to Python code and so on. So if I duplicate this and open the balance sheet report, you will see that we have three groups: asset, liabilities, and equities. Let me show you balance sheet. So we have the assets there, we have the liabilities there, and we have the equity. And then under that we have some formula. So under the assets we have three children lines. That's what we call current asset plus fixed asset and so on. That's what you see. Let me check. So what was the name? It was current asset. Current asset is
It's
there,
right there.
for example.
Well, it's the header as well.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, current asset is there. Plus fixed asset is there, and plus non-current asset. And under current assets, you'll have other groups. Okay, for example, you have bank and cash accounts. That's what you can see there, receivable, etc., and so on. And then in the reporting, then you can see, if you go to the final level, you can see the domain. That's what's important, the domain. So under this title, we group every account where the type ID is 3. And what is the type ID? It's actually the type you see on the account. So if you go to the account, that's quite technical as well, but I just wanted to explain. And you have some documentation. So if you go to the accounts, there is a type, for example, equity there. And depending on the type, there is an ID, and that's how it is done. So I don't know what's the type ID number 3, but depending on the type of the account, it goes under a title or under another one. So that's how it's done, and you'll see that the receivable account, it takes the type receivable. You don't have to take the ID, just the type name, so receivable, and that's this type, receivable there. Okay, so that's how it works. And then under this, so under receivable, we find all the accounts with the type receivable. That's how it works. But just to let you know that we have some default reports you can use, but if you are not happy with them, you can create a new one. And how to do so, you can just find the documentation there.
Yeah,
okay.
It'll help you do so. I hope that answers your question, Capilla. If you have further questions, don't hesitate. Fabio, can you show how to change translation of the title of invoice? When I create a pro forma invoice, it says a wrong title. I'm using Studio App Translation and do translation there, but it's not change.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm not too sure how you do that.
So you are talking about
translated
pro
terms?
forma invoice. Yes, you can do it from translated terms, indeed, but there is a shorter way to do it. So let me just explain to other people. So in the sales report, we can first apply the pro forma. Hopefully it will be there. Pro forma invoices. Yeah. Let me save it. So I'll get this pro forma report. And Fabio said that when he creates pro forma invoice, it says a wrong title. Okay. Maybe in another language. I don't know what is your language, but we'll install a language and we'll see how we can change.
It also depends on the language set on the customer to who you send. No?
Yes, of course, because when you print the report, it depends on the language set on the customer, as you just said. So let me just check in my database what are the language installed. So under translation, I have only English, I think. Let me install French, but it can be any other language. Okay, I'm just gonna activate it. So now I should be able to change my language from English to French. Okay, perfect. So now I have two languages, and let me change the language of one of this customer. So customer 1 will be yes, French exactly, and Kiran, you are in English. Perfect. So there, if I create a pro forma, a pro forma for this customer, it's loading. the sale order, if I save it and open it, it is displayed in English.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I do the same thing for my other customer, so customer 1, I send the pro forma invoice.
Can someone guess what the language will be?
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Let me save it. The draft, it's not in French. Let me check, but maybe the translation is not, it's actually not done. Let's check the translation.
Okay.
Because that should be in French, as my customer 1 is French. So how can I check that? In the settings, you have to activate the developer mode to go to access this technical menu, and you have a menu reports there. There you can find the pro forma reports. Where is it? Pro forma invoice report. You can see it there. That's once again quite technical because this is about views and so on. But you can go there from there. That's the easiest way to find all the translation for the same report. But I'll show you another way to do it. As Kiran explained, you can do it from the translation, but that's the easier way. So you find the report. You go to the QWeb views related to this report. You click on it. Sorry, there is maybe, yes, that's not this view, of course. That will be a bit more complicated because the main view for the pro forma is not linked to the report, so we should go to the views there and click find the pro forma views. Let me check in the QWeb. That's because reports are based on QWeb views, so there is 21. This is not this one. Yes, this is probably because pro forma invoices are also related to to sale order reports, and there we can find the pro forma section. I'm not sure it's something you can understand. Yes, pro forma invoice is included in the sale order report because this is based on the sales document. And once you found the view, you can edit the translation, and there you can see. So if I search for pro forma invoice, for example, in French, I can change the translation there. So instead of pro forma invoice, I will call it facture in French, pro forma. Pro forma, I save it. It's not translated, and back to my sale order number 8. If I now send the pro forma invoice for my customer, I save the report, and then the title has changed.
Just please be careful doing this, because if you do, I'll repeat it, if you do by any chance make a mistake doing this, our support won't be able to cover this. You'll need a consultant to fix.
So yeah, just as you said earlier, when you do something like that, just duplicate your database, do it first on test instance.
And make sure it works on the test before doing anything in production. Yeah. And
just to cover everything about this topic, what Kiran said at the beginning, and that could be maybe easier if you don't find directly the view, because if you find the view, you see directly the translation related to this view. So that could be easier, but in the settings, you can find all the translated terms there under the translation and translated terms menu. And there you can also, if you search for pro forma, for example, in the source term, no, it was not displayed like that, it was pro or forma, I don't know, maybe there was dash, yes. So you can find the terms there as well, for example. So if you have anything else, for example, date ordered, you can also find it there, okay? But
so you can basically translate your whole report.
Just sometimes it's more difficult from this menu because you could have several places in the database where date ordered is displayed. So you will have
a list and you don't know which one belongs to which one.
Exactly. So maybe sometimes it's maybe easier to go from to the view and to the edit translation if you can find the view. If you don't find the view, just go there and make some tests. Okay.
Well, Fabio, I hope this answers your question, and you don't need Studio for that. You can do it directly.
Edit translation, yes,
Yeah.
because translation is just a menu you can access from there. So yeah.
So, Tesmin Zreiga, sorry if I mispronounced that. Welcome to you. I have this client that should pay me $3,000 in the future with an amount of $300 every month. So I'm going to receive from client X $300 each month. How can I make this visible in Odoo? Well, there's two ways. Well, I would say there's sort of two ways of doing this. There's your subscriptions that allows you to get an X amount every month, or you have your deferred revenue accounts, where you say, I'm going to receive an X amount that needs to be deferred on so many months, right?
Yes, indeed. If yes, I think maybe
And
this is,
you would link the deferred revenue account to an analytical account?
yeah,
so
that's
it's
something
visible?
we can also do. Yes, I'm just thinking out loud, but that's could maybe yes, that's maybe more about subscription. There, I'm not sure if the customer wants to make
A template.
yes to raise some multiple invoice one every month, or if he wants to raise just one
One
invoice.
invoice for the whole year.
And the
by
due date
default.
is split between yes. So
Okay, Tesmin, could we ask you for more details as to your use case
Yes.
to know what we should advise you to do?
so do you want just to create one invoice of 30 sorry
For
$3,000
$3,000,
yes $3,000, or do you want to raise multiple 10 invoices, one every month, and that's more about subscription then.
So we'll get back to you on that one as soon as we have more
Yeah.
information, okay? Fabio, again, when you have a quotation or sales order with mixed of units of measures, let's say one-time price and yearly subscription, the total amount calculated is confusing. How to show this so the client can see? Hold on, I read that a bit too fast.
Yeah,
Quotation or sales order with mix of units of measure.
I see what the Fabio means. I think when you mix a sale order with product you sell just one, it's a one shot, and with a subscription product that will raise recurring invoices.
Yeah.
There is no difference between what would be invoiced once to the customer and what will be invoiced every month.
Okay.
But that's something we don't have in Odoo, so there is no difference between product you sell just once and product with subscription.
Yes, I see.
So I think you can just simply change the description of the product in the sale order line to mention, okay, this product will trigger or will you'll have a subscription with this product, so it's a recurring amount. You can simply use the description in the sale order line that will be displayed in the report. So if I don't know, yes, I can.
Why wouldn't you create two different products in that case? One as a subscription product with a certain description, and the other one as a stockable product with a certain description.
That's what we do. But what he says. So let me just explain to other people. That will be more clear. So I have the subscription module there with. I've created some subscription product. Yes, I have a subscription product there. I will set a price because. And in the sales, I think, yes, this subscription product, if I sell it, that will create a subscription to invoice this product every month. So this product will, it's a subscription, it's a phone subscription, so every month my customer will be invoiced. And what Fabio says is that if I create a quotation, let's create Fabio. I sell a phone, so for example an iPhone. Okay, I have this iPhone that I can create. I can set a price 1,000. It's a stockable product, and with this iPhone I also sell a subscription product, phone subscription. Okay, so I have one product that I just deliver once to the customer. That's my iPhone. I give it to the customer, and I have one invoice. But I have the subscription product also, and the subscription product it will yes generate an invoice every month, for this product. So what Fabio says is that if I confirm it and print the document, I don't see on the printed document that there is a difference between both products. There is nothing that says to the customer, okay, this amount will be recurring, exactly. And what I said, because that created a subscription, because I had a subscription product, and this subscription will trigger an invoice every month, okay? And what I said is that if I cancel it, set it to the draft, set it to quotation, edit, you could, on the product, in the notes, you could use what we call description for customer. And phone subscription, this product will generate recurring invoice. Okay, and if I do so, you see that the description change, and what you see on the report is actually the description. So you'll see that the description is added. So you can really set in the lines that this product will generate recurring cost for the customer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
I hope that answered your question, Fabio. Don't hesitate to come back to us if you have any more. I'm really sorry, but I have no idea how to pronounce your name. Hello to all. I have some question. How can I set up some currency for some products? I'm working with vendors in different currencies. Shall I show that?
Yeah, of course.
I don't know if I have the rights to we will see,
Hopefully.
So, first you'll go to settings, general settings, and make sure that multi-currency is activated, right? Multi-company, is it here? No, it's not here. It's in the accounting application, yeah. It's multi-company in the general settings. Okay, nice. Okay, so now we're in the currency tab of the accounting settings. Multi-currencies. Let's activate a couple of...
website. Let me give you the right website because it's here.
Okay, let me refresh that. Do I need to refresh it?
No, I don't think so.
Not even. Awesome. Let's see which ones are active. Okay, so at the moment we have the euro and the dollar that are active. Okay, so let's create a new product that we're going to have two vendors for this product.
Yes.
So this is multi-currency product. Okay, it's going to be stockable. And we're going to add two vendors. The first one is going to be vendor A. There we go. Create. Oh no, that's product variant. Okay, vendor 1. Perfect. Price. And here you can set up the price list depending on the currency. So this vendor will sell at a price of €5 in euros. Save and close. Add another item to the vendor, and let's create vendor 2. This vendor will sell in USD for a price of $7.50. Save and close. Anything else I need to add? No. So on this product, we now have two vendors, one in each currency. Okay, if we save this product, orders, create a sale order. Purchase order, sorry. Create a RFQ. Which vendor should we put? Vendor 2, you can see directly
No,
Was it vendor 1?
no, you can define the currency on the vendor as well.
Oh, I have to go on the vendor itself. So we have vendor 1. I thought hold on, bear with me. Sales price list. Supplier currency, here it is, yes. Supplier currency, I forgot about this. So vendor 1 was euro, vendor 2 was USD.
USD.
Yeah. Vendor 2, edit, supplier currency, USD. Yes. So now, if I go to the purchase, create a purchase order, and select vendor 1, currency will be euro. Vendor 2, automatically be USD. Yeah.
So what you did is interesting because when you set the currency on the product directly, it's really useful when the purchase order is created automatically from the sale order.
Yeah.
The currency will be set automatically.
So if you have a make to order,
yeah, there if you create the purchase order manually, you have to set the currency on the product.
Yeah. So yeah, don't forget to set it on the vendor itself, basically. And I need to make sell orders with this product in different currencies.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, that's a
Prices.
yeah. Well, we've covered this before, but so the price lists where is here. So we have public price list in euro, okay, and we have
USD prices. I don't know.
yeah, USD price list. Let's keep things basic. Currency USD. Save. Okay, so we have a USD price list here. Now, there's several ways of proceeding. If I just create a sale order right now off the fly and set Kieran as a customer and, well, add gold products, okay, save, you can directly change the price list here, okay? You can also set price lists on your customers, depending if you want the price list to be directly generated here without you having to select them. So I think I put, for example, who did I put as gold partner? Did I put customer 1 as gold partner?
Yes, I think so.
So if I select customer 1, gold partner, I'll quickly show you where you can do that. So all of a sudden customer 1 is not a gold partner anymore. He is he is part of the USD price list. We sell in USD to him now. So I set the USD price list on him, and if I create a sell order with customer 1, the USD price list will directly be put in. Ça va? And control when rate of each currency changed, and I want to see in what rate I have sell this product. So this is
yeah. The rate, so
the exchange rates.
Yeah, there are multiple ways to manage the exchange rate actually.
So we have the rates here.
Yeah, in the configuration, you can in the accounting configuration you can choose the way you want to manage the rate. If it's done automatically by not Odoo, but the European Central Bank, for example, or you can see
just here, yes. Down here.
You can automatically change the rate, but there it is done manually. But you
manually,
can
daily,
automatically
weekly.
change it monthly, daily, when you want. Okay, and for example, if you set it to daily, and you run it manually.
There we go.
Yeah,
should be run. Oh,
I think it's done.
Yes. Last thing today.
Yes. And now, if you go to the rates, you'll see that the rates for the USD has changed because euro is the base currency of the company.
There we go.
Yeah.
It changed. It was at 1.1, but I just updated the rates, and now it's at 1.24
and
to the euro.
If you want to do it manually, you can do it from the exchange rate, from the currency.
So if I open the USD,
you have the rates at the top.
And
right.
you can create a new one.
Yeah.
And say that today's rate will be 2.5 or whatever. You can put, you can basically put whatever you want.
And there you can keep track of the rates, of course. There is no direct link on the sale order between the rates of the day, so you cannot see on the sale order what was the rate used this day, but you can find it back in the currency what Kiran just showed.
So I hope that this answers the question. If you need more information, don't hesitate to come back to us. Isn't exactly, yes, but I want to change the logo for the customer. This comes back to the third-party application and the debranding from memory. So he wants to exactly what you showed before. I changed the screen back. He wanted to get rid of the Odoo logo, and not just erasing. Oh, hold on, not just because our conclusion to that was, as it's a third-party application, you should contact the developer of the module that did it.
Yeah, if you use the third party, if you use the notification email, I don't know how you can. Functionally, I cannot tell you how to do it because it's based on HTML. But I'm sure you could find the logo of the customer. But I don't really know how you can do that, so I cannot help you more. But I'm sure if you have some HTML or technical knowledge, you'll be able to do it from the notification email. I think so.
Okay, Alfredo Vittoria, sorry. You can show me an example of how to distribute emails sent to company address product1@mydomain.com, product2@mydomain.com to different sales teams.
An example of how to distribute emails sent.
So he just wants to put different email aliases to different sales teams.
I think so. Want to show it, or I can do it. You did
we're on your screen.
Yeah, and you did the last question, so I can take it. So let me just go to the sales. Let me check if sales channel are installed, and it is. So you see that I have in my database I have different sales channel. I have 3 channels: point of sales, sales, and website. I can create a new one, Europe channel for my sales in Europe, and there you can simply add an alias there for my sales channel. As you can see, the domain name is the name of my database, .com, but you can also change that in the settings with your own domain. So you can say that Europe@yourdomain.com will be the alias. You have to change the domain name, and then the alias is going to work. But in my case, if I send an email with my other email address, demo request, hello, I want a demo. I send it, and now if I check the pipeline, so my pipeline in the CRM application, it was I see it there. My email is there with my comments there, and it is linked to the Europe channel. Okay, so here it is. If you want to change your domain, you can maybe find some documentation on the website. I'm not sure, but you should find some documentation.
Email domains.
How to change my domain Odoo. I'm pretty sure you'll find some documentation there. So yes, you can see the documentation. If it's not updated,
that's for your website domain name.
Yes, indeed, but maybe it's also you can also change it for your. I don't exactly remember. Let me check in the database again, because in the general settings you have something like domain.
You'll be using my mail service to send and receive emails, right?
Yes, there. I have it. So you can choose external email server, change your domain. okay, with your own domain, and then you can also you can create incoming mail server with your own, for example, Europe at mydomain.com, and as this incoming mail server is created, the alias is gonna work. So you can do it. Just try, and if you have any issue doing it, let us know in the support. So
yeah, we'll help you out with that.
We have I don't know if you know, but on odoo.com/help you can submit a support ticket, and that's the kind of question you can submit there.
Indeed, and our colleagues will get back to you as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So I hope that answers your question, Alfredo. Back to Fabio. No, I mean at the grand total of a quotation at the bottom, it just calculates everything together, but that is not clear to a customer how much is one time and how much is recurring.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, he added that in the description of the sale line of the recurring revenue, you say this is a product with recurring invoices, for example, or you describe the product itself. It's true that at the total, you will just have the total of 1,010 for the two products, and you won't have split into 1,000 for one and 10 for the other, and a message saying that this 10 is. That's not very.
That's not standard.
Yeah.
So with customization, of course, that will be possible. But maybe I have something standard. I can still show you.
Go for it.
It's about the section, so maybe that will be something you can use.
Oh, that's true.
Under the sales settings, you can define what we call the section. Let me check if yes. You can apply sections on sale orders. Let me save it. And you could create some sections. So, for example, subscription section. Let me just show you once it will be installed. Okay. So it's installed. Let me define some section. And so by default we have two sections, but we can recurring cost, for example. We can decide to add the subtotal, you will see, or add a page break. So it means every section will be displayed on another page in the sale order report. Let me just do it. And one short cost, for example. Okay. Now on the order, let me just it was a sale order or just a quotation. Yeah. Fabio, I'm gonna duplicate the sale order I did before, but I'm gonna add a section for my iPhone. It's a one-shot cost. Okay. And there it's a recurring cost. Okay, so I have that's real. It's not working. Let me just save it. Okay, let me create a new one. Fabio, up. I had a product, my iPhone with the section one-shot cost. I save it, perfect. And my subscription with the section recurring cost. Okay. And you can create a section recurring cost every month or every 2 months. It depends. That would be an ID. If I now print it, you'll see that my sale order is split in 2 sections. So I have the sections recurring cost with a subtotal of 10 euro. And there, as I define the page break on this section, I go to the second page and I have a one-shot cost with a subtotal of 1,000 euro. Of course, the total of my sale order is still the addition of both sections, but at least you have a split between the sections there. And of course, to be more precise, and more accurate, you could define a unit of measure, months, for example. So by months, it's you can yes, play with the unit of measure to mention to your customer that it's a cost for every month. That would be possible as well.
I think this is actually a really good standard workaround for what
yes,
he's asking
section,
for.
yes, I think so.
Sections.
Let us know, Fabio. But what I can tell is that in standard we cannot split the subtotal section there between two sections, but at least you have that was not this one.
That was the original one.
Yes, I don't. Yeah, I
You
removed it.
closed it,
Yeah, I closed it. But you can see the two sections there. Okay.
Okay, let us know what you thought, Fabio. Back to Tesnim. I want to create one invoice with $3,000. The client will get this package immediately, but the payment will be with fixed amount every month till we get $3,000. I want to fix the amount that I'll get. Then after in reports, I want to know how much will I get from my clients in next July, for example. What is the best way to do this? Does this exist in Odoo, or will I have to code it myself? It's like a loan or something. How much will I get in July? Please show me if it exists. So this wouldn't be subscriptions.
No, I think we should maybe work with payment terms in this case. That's an idea I have just like that. So let me just maybe show you. We are still on my screen. Yes. So in the accounting, we can define what we call payment terms. Where are the payment terms? Let me check. Payment terms. Accounting configuration manager. Okay. And I can create a payment term 10% every month, for example. Okay. And then I have to create some. So you'll pay 10% every month. So you will have one invoice, but the due date will be split between 10 different dates. So the first line will be a percentage. It's 10%, for example, but I will not do it. I will make it, for example, 40%. So, for example, last day of the following month. So the first month you will pay 40%. The second month, no, it was the first one is last day of the current month. So the first month you'll pay 40%. The last day of the month, you'll pay also 30%, for example, and you'll pay the balance. I don't know, 90 days after the invoice date. Okay, so let's save and close. Okay, and now let's create a sale order with these payment terms. So the sale order, customer 1, I want to buy an iPhone, but he wants to pay. Yes, the payment term is defined there. He wants to pay 10%. Oh yes, it's not
really the description of your payment
but
term, but it doesn't really matter.
It could be. If I confirm the sale and create the invoice for this sale order, I validate it, and let me check if what I did is correct. Yes, you can see that I have actually 3 different due dates for the same order. One, it was 40% the last day of this month, so the 31st of January. 40%, yes, the last day of February, and the balance 90 days after the invoice date. So I have three entries there. Yes, exactly. And how to see the due dates and the amounts you receive? Let me just check in the accounting reporting invoices. Let me check if there is something I can do. Due date, yes. You can see when you will receive the due date. What is it? It's invoiced customer week 17. What is it? Is it something wrong? Is there something wrong? So the due date. No, yeah, it's not working because I know why. Because on the invoice there is only one due date.
And it's the final one.
It's the final one indeed. So, so in the report, the due date, where is it? We have to. No, the due date. It was this one. Yes. Where is the due date?
Right.
Yes, it's there. Yes, top right. So it's the final one. The due date is the final one, and that's what is used in the
report.
Yes, but in the advisor and maybe in the journal items, you can see, you can group by partners, for example, the customer one. You can even filter on what is not reconciled, so to just filter on what is not paid. And there you can see the different due date for the partner one. So you see that we have one invoice. It was the invoice number 2 for €1 there, and we have the second invoice we have created with the different due dates.
Mm-hmm.
So there you can have a look. And of course, also in the partner form. So if I go to the customer one form, where is it? Customer one there. You have the due amount there as a smart button, where you can find all the due dates for the different invoices you have. So you have only one due date, which is how to say which is in the past, so it's in red there. But you have also 3 different due dates. So you have different ways to find
exactly what
to do what you want to do. So I hope this helps you. I think this could really help you. So just choose what you want to use, but you have different way to find out what you want.
Mm-hmm. Tesnim, could you let us know what you think about that, or if you have further related questions, of course. Alexander Bursky, how to get to Odoo production database? Well, I'm not quite sure what that question is, to be honest.
Me neither.
You can create a free trial database if you want, or you can even have your production database up and running once you create it. There's several different ways of doing so, depending on if you want your production base to be hosted by us or on your own servers. So could you be more specific about maybe your use case or what you're looking to do, or what you need Odoo for, actually? What do you need Odoo for?
Can you give me more details?
Yeah,
please.
Yeah. Alfredo, thanks again. Anytime. Fabio, yes, I have those sections all ready to sort them out. My question is only about the numbers and the grand total. Client wants to know exactly how much is one time and how much is recurring.
But I mean, we could customize the reports, of course. If you take the module Odoo Studio and if you take the help of consultant, your consultant will be able to customize it and to change the subtotal. I just shown you the standard way to do it, which I think is quite good. But if you want to change the subtotal section at the end of the sale order, you have to customize it.
Yeah. Okay, so if you need further assistance with this, don't hesitate to maybe talk to your account manager if you have one, to see if you can maybe get help with a consultant for customizations and so on. All right, they don't want to grab a calculator and do it themselves. The quotation should be clear enough to show it straight away. Fair enough.
Yes, with section, I think that's
sections is pretty clear actually, when you think about it. But yeah, it just doesn't do the grand total and the subtotal at the bottom. So yeah.
But we could customize it.
Shashi Shekhar. How to transfer a certain amount from cash account journal to bank account journal.
From cash account journal to bank account journal. Just I don't know. Do you have some point of sales or something like that? So I don't know. But if you want to transfer, just make a journal entry between cash and bank account. You can simply use the journal entry. So in the accounting, if you have the rights, you can create a journal entry and simply reference transfer cash to bank, for example, cash to bank. You add an item, so on the account, from the account bank and the account cash. I don't know. Yes, I have a cash account, and there you can set the amount at the debit or at the credit, depending on what you want to do exactly. But that's the way. Sorry, from an accounting point of view, that's a way to do it. Or if you take some cash from your cash drawer and you send it to the bank, you will receive a bank statement. And if you want to record the bank statement in Odoo, that's also possible. You can create a new statement, and there you will you receive the statement for January. But in January you'll have a line when you received actually from an amount from the cash. So no partner reference test. It's not mandatory. You received 1,000 euro in your cash. You can save it and reconcile it, and then you can choose a counterpart, which is the bank account, the cash account, because there, okay, you can reconcile, and this will create a journal entry, yes, and your bank account will be debited will be credited for 1,000 euro, and your cash account will be because yes, maybe something important in the bank journal. If I open the settings, this is my bank account defined as a debit account. But I don't know if you use a point of sales, because from the point of sales you can also take some money from your cash drawer and give it and send it to the bank from the point of sales interface. But let me know. So you can do it with a journal entry if you don't want to use bank statement. If you use bank statement, you can do it from the bank statement. Okay.
I'd like to just take a minute to add that today will be our last functional support sessions. There will be another functional support session this afternoon, starting at 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, it's maybe 1 o'clock, yes, but...
so make sure to be there if you still have questions. So yeah, I just wanted to add that in there while you guys are there. If we move on, so Shashi Shakar, please let us know if that was helpful, or explain your use case with more detail so we can further assist you with that. Sam Foster, how can we make the product name field unique? We cannot have two products with the same name. Yeah. How would you do that? Because I just did the test, and indeed we can have two products with exactly the same name.
Indeed. I mean, there is no standard way to make this field unique. With a small development, that's something possible. I already did it for one of my customers, so that's something possible. You just have to know that I think we cannot create two products with the same reference. Let me check. Yes, that's even possible. I thought it was not maybe possible, but that's possible. It's with the same barcode then.
Yeah, barcodes need to be unique.
But once again, that's not standard. So because we don't want to prevent user to create two products with the same name, that's something we want to give the possibility to allow customer to do it. But if you, in your case, you don't want to do it, it's possible to customize or develop it, and it doesn't take a lot of time. I already did it for a customer, but there is nothing standard for this request.
So you'll need to go through a consultant, which you probably need to contact your account manager if you'd like to pursue this. All right. Acklock House. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. I have product with variants which have 2 attributes. For each attribute, there are hundreds of possibilities, but we only need the combination of a few of them per product template. So auto-create would cause trouble. How can I turn off auto-create and add variants with 2 attributes manually? Each variant should have its own individual price, so price extras or something like this. That means to be a link. Right, that's someone else. Okay.
So indeed, if you create some, let me just check for 1 minute in the sales settings. Variant, attribute and variant. Let me check in the attributes. If there is, let me check, for example, color. Yeah, okay. First of all, as you can see in the attribute, you can there is a in Odoo 11 there is this configuration that you can or cannot apply. So, for example, I will create 2 attributes, 1 color and 1 size. Okay, and the color won't create some. I don't understand. Yeah, won't create some variants. So now, if I create a product, for example, an iPod with 2 variants. So color, the variance color, it can be black or white. And the size, it can be, I don't know, yes, it's more about memory maybe, but yes, let me create memory. It's 60 gigabyte or 32. Okay. Now the standard behavior will be to create 4 variants: the black 16 gigabyte, the white 16 gigabyte, the black 32, and the white 32. But thanks to my configuration, I want 2 variants because the color variance does not create the color attribute does not create variants. So that's the first way to do it. Now, if you want another way to do it, will be to if you still want to generate all the products but you don't want to use them, you could change. So just let Odoo create the variants, but under the variant you can simply unactivate it. So if you don't want to set the iPod 16 gigabyte, you just unactivate. Variants will be created but not activated, so you won't be able to use it in the system. So you could generate all the products you want and then unactivate some of them, or just use some of them. So yeah, that's 2 ways to do it. Yes, and let us know if that works for you.
Please let us know what you thought, Acklock House. Looking forward to your feedback. Alexander Buskai. That means to the link. I already have an enterprise subscription. To what was he referring to? Give us a second here. How do I get to Odoo production database? Means to the link. Oh. Okay, so you have an enterprise subscription, you need to download Odoo and create your production database. You can download Odoo in 2 different areas. You can go to our website, odoo.com/page/download, I think, and you should be able to download Odoo from there if you already have a subscription. Or you can download it from GitHub if you have a GitHub account and you've already requested access to GitHub. So if you still need further assistance on how to get your production database or download Odoo, do not hesitate to create a ticket. Our support team will more than gladly help you with this. You can submit a ticket at www.odoo.com/help. And always try to be as specific and detailed as possible when regards to your queries. That way, we don't need to have 20 exchanges before solving the issue, and we can just go straight to it. So I hope this helps, and don't hesitate to send a ticket, Alexander. Peter Snow, I have a product which is sold in single units and also cartons, which say 10 units. Is there a way to sell these options on the website as they were variants, but acting as units of measure? Is that possible?
No, I don't think so, because indeed on the website you can allow the customer to choose between some variants, but not between some unit of measure, because you have only one unit of measure set on the product, and this unit of measure is used to set it on the website. So the only way to do that would be to split the product between two different products, so to have a pack of 10 units. But
I think that would be an interesting feedback, because
yes.
it's quite it could be an interesting use case.
Yes.
Let's say you're selling bottled water, and you have the option between buying 1 bottle, 6, 100.
But let me check if
same thing with everything, basically. I think that would be interesting.
Let me just maybe check. So we have a product, and do I have multi? So I have 1,000 and I have units. So if I create a product, sorry. Let's say that bottle of water. I sell them in units. Let me check if I size this unit cartons. I'm just checking if we can change the unit of measure on the variants and not on the if I change for one variant, does it change for all the variants of the same product?
Yeah.
I'm just checking. So under the product variants, water. So I have two different products. If I take there, if I want to set 1,000, does that change for the other product?
Yes, it does.
Yes. So that would be an interesting feedback that we could yes, raise to our usability team. But yes, I don't see. From what I know, I don't see any option to do what you want on the website.
Besides creating 2 separate products using 2 separate URNs.
But in this case, the stock is not
accounted for.
Yes.
Very interesting feedback, Peter. Thank you very much for bringing that forward. We always seek to make our product better, by the way. So if you do have feedback or recommendations and so on, do not hesitate to say so. We'll review them all and always try to make the product as best as possible. Tesmin Zreiga, back to the $3,000. So I only have 2 options: the end of the current month and the end of next month. Not really, because you can decide. You could input an amount of days. So you can say every 30 days I receive an amount, for example, you know. And if you need to split it in 10, you can. You can just create 10 different ones with one every 30 days, for example. That'll give you more or less 10 months. But I suggest you test it out, see what the different possibilities are, and I think it's a good workaround when it comes to the payment terms. I thought that wasn't bad. Sam Foster says, thank you. No problem at all. Osvaldo Luemba. Hi there. Hello to you and welcome. How can I be an Odoo partner?
That's a good question. So that's more a sales question. So we have an office in Brussels. So a sales office in Brussels. You can find all the contact you can on the website, of course. So on odoo.com. Please go to the footer and
About us
contact. Yes, about us contacts, and there you can find all the contact, all the office we have. So if you are in Europe, you can just take contact with our sales office. You have the phone number, and we have a team that will be happy to discuss with you about your need and what you want to do. So feel free to contact them. Yes, they will be very happy to discuss with you. And you can also find another link if you want to become a partner there. On the website, under the partner, you can become a partner there, and that will directly send
us your details so that we can get in contact with you.
Yes, that will create a ticket in our database, and someone from our team in Brussels will take contact with you. Okay.
So let us know how that gets on, Osvaldo, and if you need more details. Can someone help me, please? I hope we just did. Chu Dang Van. Hello, hi, welcome to you. Aklos House. Regarding variants, your solution will still create hundreds of variants in my case. Can I also deactivate auto-create for both attributes? You also skipped the second part of my question, which is, each variant should have its own individual price, no price extras or something like this. Would this work?
So no, because I don't think we can on the attributes values. There is nothing we can use to. Let me check the fields, but where did sequence display attribute? No, so sorry. It's only on the attributes that we can avoid the creation of variants. So it's not on the attributes values. So indeed, in your case, that will create hundreds of variants, but you can simply unactivate them. There is no, so that's just another way to work. But once the variants are created, you can just filter. For example, so if you take the bottle, the water, no, it was the iPhone. Yeah, but I have, no, it was not the iPhone, it was the iPod, sorry.
Yeah.
I already did. But you can, let me just activate it again. Okay, so I have now my two variants, and there you can, if you want to archive everything that belongs to the, for example, the 32 gigabyte attributes, you can search on 32 gigabyte attributes, select everything, action, archive.
Yeah, it's super quick, isn't it? I mean, you might think because there's hundreds of attributes and hundreds of variants that have been created that it can be a pain, but just with filters and so on, they can actually go quite quickly. Now, regarding the price, each variant should have its own individual price. No price extras.
Yeah, for that you can work with prices. So let me unarchive the 32 gigabyte product, and with the price list, you can let me use the public price list. You can say, okay. This variant, so for example, iPod 60 gigabyte cost, I don't know, 100 euro, and the iPod 32 has a price of 130 euro. Okay, and now if I create an order, you can. Use the public prices. If I sell the iPod 60, it is 100, and the 32 it is 130. Yeah.
So let us know if that helped, Aklos, or if you have further related queries.
If you want to define several prices for your variant, just use prices.
Peter Snow comes back to us. Thanks, guys, regarding the variants as UOM. I guess in this case, custom development would be needed and shouldn't be too hard. Indeed, but you brought forward an interesting point to which we'll discuss this internally and maybe make it available for future versions.
If that's something urgent and if you have a consultant, just discuss it with him. He'll make some specification and you can get some estimation from our technical team.
Yeah. But definitely a good feature to have in the future. I 100% agree with you on that one. Yeah. Osvaldo, yes, thanks. No problem at all. And Testnims Riga, thank you, no problem. That's what we're here for. Alright, I think we've caught up with all the questions so far. So it's not bad.
Yeah.
Fabio.
So, yeah. Thank you guys for the help with translation. I found the missing translation and everything looks better now.
Perfect. That's awesome. Brilliant news.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, if you have any other question, comments,
we're still here for another hour and 15 minutes.
Yes. So
we got time.
Yes, and as it is the last day of live support,
just sad day.
Yeah, but just.
Go for it, Fabio. We're here for another. We're here for until half 12. So you got time. Go for it. But yeah, as Benjamin was saying, it's our last functional support live stream day today. There will be a session this afternoon again. So if you have further questions, don't hesitate to attend that one.
Yeah. But of course, the support will still remain available.
Of course, if you have any questions, we'll still be there. Yeah, and we'll try and figure something out to be live and help you guys. We'll see how it goes. We'll brainstorm something. All right, Fabio. We're waiting on you here. So far, so good, huh?
Yes. Yes. So we have another question from Aklokos. So thank you for the clarification. I have another question. Is there a way to add multiple products to a sale order without needing to search for every product? Yeah.
Is he talking about kits?
I don't know. I think that's more about... you would like to be able to select some products and that goes into several sale order lines.
So packing.
Not really. I think what he means, and if I'm wrong, let me know. But he would like to have an option there to select the customer, and instead of adding one by one the product of miscellaneous, save a new, and add another one, he would like to maybe have a list of products to select and to add in the sale order. But if that's your question, I'm sorry, but I don't see how we could do that. Let us know if that was your question, because do you think
I can't really think about a way of doing so.
So not really. The save and new is a good, because you select it and you save a new, you select it and you save a new, but indeed there is no way to go to the search. More select several products and that adds. And why is that? Is because for every product we can have specific configuration, so we can change the price, we could change the quantity and so on, we could change the discount. So it really depends. The sale order line, it really depends on every product. So that's why we don't want to...
But what could you sell a kit, for example?
Yeah,
because if let's say by default I always sell toothpaste and toothbrush together. I always sell those two, and instead of just going to select each individual thing every time, I say, right, those two together, seeing as I sell them so often together, I'll do a price of €25. And just...
Indeed, you could create a ticket and a bill of material behind the product to say, okay, that's a kit. You could also use what we call quotation template to create templates with all the product and just remove the product you don't want.
Yeah, that's true.
But yes, sorry, Akokos, what you want is not standard. So yes, Fabio, quotation template. So yes, that could be an option, quotation template indeed. But with quotation template, the only thing is that quotation template. So with quotation template, you can create templates that you use. So define, okay, I will sell this product, that product, and so on. You just select the quotation template on the sale order, and Odoo adds automatically all the products. But it does not solve the case where it's always different. From one sale order, you maybe add a product or remove another one, so you still have some manual work there, but that could indeed help you. You can create as many quotation templates as you want. Yeah. So yes, just let me apply it. Quotation template. So there in the quotation template, you could use kit or 2 products or 3 products. I don't know. You add some products. So you do it just once. So you sell the gold product, you sell the iPod 16 gigabyte and another product, test one. Okay. And then in the orders, you can use this template, and Odoo adds the 3 products
automatically.
Yes. The only because if it changes every time you sell something to the customer, you have to remove some lines. If you want, you can still customize it. That could help you maybe. Yes.
iClock House, tell us what you think about that. If that's a good good potential solution for you. Peter Snow comes back to us. I have another question. I would like to be able to set up a BOM using a single product with one variant being manufactured into the other variant. However, it gave me an error when I attempted this. Hold on. Let me try and get this. I have one variant being manufactured into the other variant. Have you already come across this?
I guess he wants to. Yeah. So for example, I think what he wants to do is, if we come back to the iPod, he wants to build an iPod 32 gigabyte
from the iPod 16.
Yes, and add some memory maybe. Let us try it, because he has an error. We can maybe try it.
I've never come across this.
Me neither. So that's a good question. Let's check in the product. So no, let me take the product variant. Yeah, and iPod. So let's see that with my iPod. Yes, I want to create an iPod 32 gigabytes with an iPod of 16 gigabyte and another product. So on this product, I'm gonna create a bill of material. Yes, for the iPod 32 gigabyte, and I'm gonna use the iPod 60 gigabyte and another product, memory, for example. Okay, that I gonna use. Yes. That's the error, I guess. BOMline product iPod should not be the same as BOM product. So that's something you cannot do indeed.
Interesting.
Yeah. So the only thing to do that would be not to use the variants. Create 2 separated products for quite the same product. So, because variant is only useful on the e-commerce. So if you don't use the e-commerce, I would simply recommend you to create 2 different products, 2 product templates.
Actually, it makes it super simple to select the color you want, the size, and so on. Yeah.
But in the way it works, without e-commerce, there is no. It's maybe more. It's easier to create different product templates and not using variants. So yeah, indeed, I was not aware of this issue, but it's indeed the case, and that's an error we cannot change, because that's how the code works. So yeah.
I guess it's also potential feedback, but then again, are you meant to use Are you meant to upgrade a variant
Mhm.
to create another one? You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to see like if it makes sense functionally speaking or
Yeah.
not.
Not sure. But if you don't use the website, just create some multiple product templates and do not use variants.
Yeah. So Peter, we ran into the probably the same error message as you did. I'm guessing.
Yes.
Shaminda Welgamage. This is about implementation of changes to Odoo apps done through Studio.
Yes.
How can we test the changes on a staging and then promote changes on production? How can we have different environments? Is this possible for unlight customers or only for enterprise customers?
So you want to have different databases?
So I'm guessing he's probably talking about Odoo SH, not staging.
Yes. Yeah. But with Odoo Studio, something you have to know, because you were talking about Odoo Studio, is that you can customize Odoo with Odoo Studio and then export your customization and import them in another database. So what I mean,
are you going to do a small test?
Yeah. Let me check, because
So always do your testing on a duplicate database. That's very important.
I'm not sure I can duplicate my database because there is no contract. Let me check. But what I'm saying is that if you have a contract with Odoo, so where is my live support? Yes, as it's a trial database, I won't be able to duplicate it. Yes, because there is no.
You can do the SAS worker.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
Do you know the?
No, not really.
I'll show you the link.
SAS worker duplicate.
Hold on.
Is it working?
If you give me 2 seconds, I can show you the link.
Yes.
Work.
But I'm not sure it works for a database without contract.
It does.
Yes?
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's it, and you just replace the database name by the duplicate database name.
SAS worker.
SAS underscore worker.
Yes.
/ DUP.
Yes.
Question mark.
Yes.
2 TO equals, and then you put the name.
Live support 29.
Test.
Yes, duplicated.
Yeah.
Let's check. So for online customer, and if you have a contract, you can simply duplicate your instance from your
Odoo dashboard.
Yes, from your Odoo dashboard, so you can duplicate your database. There we are just duplicating it, and indeed it works. So thanks for these tips.
Anytime.
Sorry. Up. I'm logged in. Yes. And what I wanted to show.
Refresh.
Okay, perfect. So let me just add a field on the contacts or anything, but just a customization. So if I open Odoo Studio in this database, I'm just gonna add a text field just after the language, for example, and name it new text studio anything. Okay, and let's close. And now with yes, the no big deal. So the field is added there, and from the main menu, if I open Odoo Studio, I have a tool to export all my customization. So from my duplicated instance, I can export all the customization in the download. Okay, I export it, and now back to my. So you can see that I was in the duplicated instance. If I'm back in the main instance, let's say, from the Odoo Studio, from the main menu, if I open Odoo Studio, customization and import a module. The module I just exported, I import it. It is imported now, and if I go to a contact, normally
you should have the extra field.
Yes.
Spoiler alert.
No. Why? So my field should be created there. Why it's not there, I don't know. That's weird. Let me check.
Every time I try to call it in advance, that's the second time this live. I call it in advance and it doesn't work.
Let me check. The view, because I have only this view because there were already a view. Let me check. Let me quickly check. Sorry, let me just quickly check this. The view limited up. Yes. The field name is there, and why the view has not changed? Let me check in the other database if the field was created or not. View fields. New text. Yes. The field has been created in my new database, but the view has not been replaced. Maybe because of the XML ID. So that's probably a bug. But you see that what I try to show you is that you can duplicate your instance, start customizing something in the test-it database, export it and import it, and it should work. So you can have there you see that the module has been imported and the field has been created, so the field is there. I just don't know why the view that were already existing in my, this is because I made some customization in my main database before, and I already made some customization on the contact form, and Odoo did not simply replace the view I already had. So that could be a bug. I will report it later. But anyway, you can really duplicate your database, customize everything there in the duplicated, then export your module and import it in the production database. That's a standard feature that allows you to have some version of your customization. And if you have any issue like I had with the import, just report it to us.
Don't hesitate to
because
report
Odoo Studio is quite a new tool.
Still improvements to be made there.
Yes, so feel free to report it, something you. But I think that helps you, and hopefully you see that you can have some versioning and some. You can make some tests and then.
I think that was his basic question. So you can sort of have staging database if you just duplicate your database and use multiple test ones and then import into your production one. So I hope that answers your question. And as I said previously, we're always trying to make Odoo a better product. So things like this can help us get a perfect product. So continue entering your feedback and so on. It always helps.
Yes.
Fabio is actually answering Lockhouse's questions for us, which is very nice. It's a pleasant surprise.
About
the sales
quotation templates. Okay.
Yeah. He says you could use a sales template. I use it a lot. Speed up creating quotations. I said, indeed. And add all the products and set by default, and they will be added. Even optional suggestions. I use this for quickly creating a template to sell web design services. All right. Once the template is loaded, you can still change the content, quantities, price, and add discounts. Indeed. Okay, Fabio is coming back with another question. How to change the date format for object.date_due in email template. When sends invoice to client, we mentioned the due date in the invoice, but it shows in US format. Does this not depend on the country of your company or the customer?
I think this depends about, yes, this depends on, it depends
I'm
on
never
the
sure what it-
language of the
Oh, is it the
customer.
language?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, let me try again. So I had a customer, in French, and I had a customer in
In English.
I don't remember. So customer 1
Kieran was
is in
English and customer
French,
1
yes.
was French. Yeah.
Let me create an invoice for Kieran. Yes. With the product. Okay. Save. And validate. And then we send it by mail. So there, the due date is not displayed. Yeah, this is because of the template. Let me maybe change the template. Quickly change the template. That's maybe not a good idea, but let me just.
It's Friday for everyone.
Yes.
It's okay.
Or let me up. I will just simply add it there. Object user, it's date due, date.
While he's doing that, if I can just add, if you want these sessions to start again, don't hesitate to tweet us and tell us you'd like them to continue and so on, because this is the last day of the live streaming support.
Yeah.
All right, back to you.
So yeah, back to me. Yes, indeed, the due date is set there. Your month day. Let me now check for the other customer. So customer 1, if I send it by mail, the due date is still the same.
Yeah,
so
month,
year,
day.
month, and let me check the language because
Oh yeah, we had translated terms problems between.
the
Kieran
translation
and
is not
customer.
done, but I'm just checking the language. Date format is normally day, month, year. So I thought it was depending on the date format in the language, but it does not seem to be the case, at least in the mail template. So let me try again, but invoice, email. Yes, does that depend on the language? Yes, it should depend on the language. But indeed, it does not change the and I know there is some HTML thing. So there for the customer. Yeah, so that does not really change the format date. I know that, but it's quite technical. Or HTML change date format. There is some yes. It's quite technical. I don't want to go too fast. But that's a technical question. We have some tool in HTML. It's like something like dot date format, and then change the format of the date. We should be able to find something on the internet, but I don't want to be too technical because I'm not even sure I will be able to do it right now. But so I'm sorry, that's a technical question. We can do it. I'm sure we can do it with the code, but yeah. In the template, indeed, it does not work.
It doesn't seem to update.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was working thanks to the language of the customer, but it's
It's
maybe
very
not.
odd, actually.
And maybe, but let me check. Maybe that's because of the language of my
Your database.
of my user. Because maybe it depends on that. Let me try again. If I switch my user to French, if I check on the invoice, customer 1, I send it by mail. No, it's still the same format. So yeah, I don't really know. I know we can do it with the HTML code, but I don't know how to do it because that's more a technical question. Sorry, Fabio.
But it should be doable somewhere. Yeah, I have the same thing. Okay. So yeah, sorry about that, Fabio. Thank you very much for taking the time. It doesn't really solve the problems, but I have some more insight now. Well, I'm glad you have more insight. And also many thanks to Fabio. Thank you, Fabio, as well. It's very, very kind to chip in. Client is NL language and country is also Belgium.
Yeah.
We just
tried. Maybe report it, but I'm not sure that's a bug because I'm not sure how it does that work technically speaking. But
we'd have to check. Yeah.
We'll have to check. Yes.
And we don't really like the word bug, do we? We prefer like odd behavior.
Yeah.
Not how it's supposed to work. But yeah, that's also something we could maybe investigate. We've had quite a bit of feedback today, which is good. That's good. No problem. I will submit ticket to help desk to report this. Perfect, Fabio. Thank you very much. That does help actually quite a lot. It does work for other things. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
that's actually
for
what
example,
I thought.
if you print a document, I'm sure it works for the date format and so on. There, I don't know why it's not working for the template. Maybe there is technical things blocking this behavior. I'm not sure. So yes, we should check with the technical team. But if you report it with a ticket, you'll have
more detailed answer and a follow up.
Yes.
So we're still here for what, another 45 minutes or so. So I see we're at the bottom of the question page again. So if you have questions, don't hesitate to get back to ask them in the chat. Specify your use cases or whatever. We'll be here to investigate and answer them. Meanwhile, what should we do? Should we have a little discussion?
I don't know. Do you think about something else we could show? I don't know about the inventory or manufacturing. I don't know.
Well, there's so many things to show when it comes to Odoo. I mean,
okay, maybe we'll show the manufacturing application with the quality check and so on, the work orders, the operation, if we have some time. But I see we have another question.
Hassan Mohammed, welcome to you. Welcome to our chat. How to set up and define a payment method for a vendor?
That's a good question because I don't think you define the payment method on the yes, there is. that's actually the same. So on the purchase order, I guess on the vendor, you can so in the sales and purchase there is a payment terms. Where is the payment terms? Do you see the payment terms? I thought there was a payment terms feed. It's maybe in the accounting, of course. There.
Vendor payment terms,
yeah. You can define a vendor payment terms there if you want. If you have to pay, to pay the vendor immediately or yes.
But these are terms, not methods, though.
You're talking
so
about
methods. It could be checks.
Okay. No, there is no payment method. The way you define the method is actually so. Yes, I have scheduled date, which is not set. No worries, because I don't have any product, so it's not save. If I confirm, the way you define the payment condition is on the invoice. When you validate an invoice and when you register payment, sorry, the price is 0, so let me clear. So it was already paid. And so if you register payment, but what did I do? The quantity is 0. Do it again. Quantity 1, price 1. there is a register payment, there you can choose the payment method, but there is no one payment method.
It's not predefined.
No, because this is your payment method, so your bank account. If you paid from your, I don't know, CBC account, or if you pay it by cash, but the payment method is not defined on the vendor, so you cannot link a payment method to a vendor. But there you can choose when you, because yes, it really depends on the invoice. Sometimes you can pay with cash, or you can pay with a bank account. It really depends. So we don't want to restrict the possibilities there, but you can choose the payment method there in the payments. And how to create a new payment method? It's in the accounting. It's actually a journal. Yeah. If you create a new journal, and if the type is cash or bank, it's actually a payment method. Okay.
The thing is, we don't predefine this simply just in case you need to, for X reasons, change payment method. Simple as that, you know. If you're used to paying by bank transfer or whatnot, and all of a sudden you need to pay by cash, you know, it gives you a certain liberty as well. So I hope this answers your question, Hassan Mohammed. Let us know if you have further queries. So we'll answer questions as they come along, but as there's no questions anymore.
Do you want to show us something? I don't know.
I don't know. What do you want me to show you?
I don't know. Could you maybe show us how to use, I don't know, how to create, let's say that if I sell a table, but I want to produce it. So every time I sell the table, I want to produce it, to build it. So I want a manufacturing order to be created before I can deliver my product. So
switch to my screen.
Yeah, something.
All right. Well, first of all, let's start by creating the products. So your first product will be high-end, because I only sell high-end stuff.
Okay. Perfect.
High-end table.
As a customer, I'm very happy.
You're gonna pay for it. 3,000.
Okay. I'm a little bit less.
And we go to here and click manufacture. And we save that. Okay. Now we need to create the bill of materials. Where is my bill of materials? What do I need to create my high-end table?
No, you need some table legs, maybe.
I need some legs. Yes, I do need some legs. Table legs, and I need create, and I need 4 of those. Or should we? Let's go crazy. Let's put 6. We need 6 table legs for this table. Big table. And for this high-end table, I also sell chairs. Chairs come with it, but chairs aren't used to build the table. Okay, what else?
Maybe some color if we want to paint it.
Well, paint. Should I add paint? 1 unit of paint,
for example.
Wooden plank. Okay, the way I describe my high-end table doesn't seem like a high-end table, but the finished product is really beautiful.
Okay, perfect.
So here I have my my BOM. Manufacture this product, not a kit. So I'll have 6 table legs, a unit of paint, and a wooden plank to create my final high-end table. Okay. Everything is here. How would you like me to generate the manufacturing order? Do you want me to?
I would like it to be generated automatically.
Automatically?
So every time I sell something, I have to produce it. So.
Okay, so make to order basically.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I don't want to have to create the manufacturing order manually. I want it to be created automatically.
Just clarify something. I can do that, right? Manufacture, make to order, save. Okay. I'll also probably need to go into the products of the BOM, put them as make to order as well.
Not really, because
let's assume that
you have those.
Because I didn't put any vendors on them. Huh?
No, it's just a consumable product, so let's assume that you have some stock, you'll be able to produce it.
Okay.
I don't think you created them with as stockable product.
I don't think so. Let me quickly check. My table legs.
By default,
Stockable
yes,
product.
it's a stockable product. So
So I should.
yeah, let's imagine that you want to buy those products
And put a vendor.
every time you need it. Yeah.
And my vendor is vendor 1. Euro, save and close. I'll do this for all the products.
Yes.
Hassan says, thanks guys, anytime. That's what we're here for. Paint. Let's call that a stockable product as well. Put this as make to order. And add the vendor 1 as well. We just have one more product to do in order to automatically manufacture my high-end table. Wooden plank, stockable, edit, make to order, and add the vendor. Save and close. Now, the way I set this up means that every time I sell a product, a purchase order will automatically be generated for the products of my bill of material in order for me to manufacture the product. There's a different way of setting it up as well, where it's make to stock rather than make to order, and that would use reordering rules. Reordering rules say, let's say I want to at least keep 2 high-end tables in stock just in case I need to sell one. I would, in this case, create one and say the minimum quantity in my stock is 2. And as soon as I go below that stock, a purchase order will automatically be generated to have my maximum quantity, let's say 10. In this case, it's not what I'm going to do though. Okay, so my high-end table is done. Now let's create a sale order for my high-end table.
Yes, thanks.
And I'll put my customer. I'll create one. There you go. Add an item. High-end table. Do you want one? Because it's fairly expensive.
Yeah, only one.
One? Yeah, I thought so.
I have one out, so
So I confirm this sale. Okay, I've just confirmed the sale for a fairly expensive one. So, normally, if I go to my purchase orders, I have a request for quotation for the materials I need to manufacture my high-end table. So I have my 6 table legs, my paint, and my wooden plank.
perfect.
Okay, I confirm this and I receive the products. Validate. Yeah, just apply. So I've confirmed this and received the products. Now, if I go to my manufacturing application, there it is. I have a manufacturing order that's automatically been generated for a high-end table. And I have the 6 table legs, the paint, the wooden plank, and I can just click on produce.
Great.
Record production. And when it's done, I can just mark it as done. Okay? Here, I've done my high-end table, which is now available for you to buy. So if I go to delivery, I'll be able to validate the delivery.
Okay.
I didn't show this before, but had I not done the manufacturing order and so on, if I went to the delivery slip on the sale order, it would have had a little status here saying waiting for another operation, as the manufacturing order hadn't been done yet. So if I validate this, it is now done, and you have received your high-end table for which you have not yet paid for, by the way.
Okay. But I don't
I'm
want
just
to pay.
saying. Return the delivery. So that's about it. So the demo has been done for your table.
Great.
Anything
Great.
else?
Thanks for the demo.
Anytime.
So we had another question. Akrokos, you said that variants only make sense for e-commerce. I wonder if there is something like attributes without using variants, so I can give products some attributes and allow filter by them. No.
Simple answer.
No, if you the attribute it goes with the variant, so no. But what you could do is maybe to use tags. So in the product, let me check if there are some tags. I'm not even sure.
Oh yeah, I need to switch to your screen.
Yeah, sorry.
There you go.
But I'm not
distracted.
even sure we have some tags in the product form. Let me check. View fields tag. No. So if you have Odoo Studio, let me quickly show you. We could maybe add a field to have some tags. So a tags field that I can I display there, for instance, just after the sales price, and I want to product tags. I create a new relation. Okay. There. So that is just one new field there, and by editing the product, I can use several tags. So, for instance, I don't know, it's 32 gigabytes as an attribute, or I don't know, it's a blue. I don't know, it can be 32 gigabytes anytime I want, anything I want there, and then in the product. With the filter, let me check. Yes. With Odoo Studio, we should also be able to change what we call the search view. The search view is the group by the auto completion field, and then. So if I add the product tags, let me check where it is. Existing field, product tags. Did I? Where is it? Tags. Product tags. Yes. There. I can maybe add it in the auto completion field. Yes. Close it, and now I'll be able to search on my. Maybe I have to refresh.
Yep.
Yes. There in the product tags, and I'll see only my product with the
tag blue.
With the tag blue, yes. So that's a way to do it. So yeah, there is nothing like attributes that does not create variants, but that's a simple way to do it with Odoo Studio. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you see something else. Maybe that could be used. For that, I don't know. I think that's a simple way to do it.
Tags are always useful for filtering, and
yes.
The same for reports when it comes to analytical accounts and so on.
Yeah.
Same thing.
So I don't know if that helps you, Aklokos. You can just let us know. That's just one field to add with Odoo Studio, and then yes, adding some tags in the product.
Yeah, please let us know what you thought.
So yeah, that was the last question again.
We have 30 half an hour left, and at 12:30, at half midday, we're going to take a 15-minute break, and then a couple of our colleagues are going to take over for the afternoon. So if we don't manage to answer all your questions, save them for 1:45. I'll start.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, any other questions? We're still here for half an hour. Don't hesitate to spam the chat. We'll try and get them all answered.
Yeah, and if not, I have another inventory question for you, Kiran.
Tell me.
Maybe you can explain or customer what's the difference between serial number and lot number. I don't know if that's something that and actually show the behavior. How does that work? Show the configuration for serial number.
I could do. Hold on, what's that?
There is a new question maybe before.
There is a French traduction.
French traduction.
What do you mean by is there a French traduction? Do you mean can we have Odoo in French, or would you like us to speak French and English?
I mean, the French translation is just about the language
you set on
you
your
set,
preference.
yes.
Yeah.
And you can see I was in the we are on my screen, yes. There, let me change my user preferences and switch to it is already in French. Let me check why it was not. But I maybe know why. Yeah, I maybe made something wrong with the load the translation. Let me load the translation from French because I only activated the language, but I have not loaded the translation. So let me load it for the French, and you'll see that everything should be translated. Maybe I did something wrong before. I just activated the French language, but it was not loaded. So
that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And incidentally, if you now print the invoice, check the date.
Yeah. Yes. You mean the email template?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that was.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah, we never know. We'll check. We'll check. It's loading. Okay, now the language is loaded. Let's see Odoo in French. You see everything is in French there. Yeah, everything is in French. Yes, as Kiran said, let me check the customer invoice that we did before, and if we send it by mail.
Check the date.
No, it's still the same one.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so this does not solve the issue with the date format, but at least you have Odoo in French now.
Should actually take notes.
So, Andrew, you have another question. Is there any limit on number of user-defined fields I could add to contacts? I'm looking at solution for a club where, due to GDPR, we will need to get a large range of specific permissions. From what I know, there is no limit. So you can add any fields you want. There is no limit. Just feel free to keep things clear. So the form, the user form or the contact form is still clear, and that the usability is still good for your user. But from what I know, there is no limit in the fields. Okay. And so the second thing about what data we hold, or where we can publish member info. So member directory, printed and online, etc. We need quite a granular option for each member family group.
Yeah, have you heard about the GDPR?
Not really.
It's new laws coming into not production, into I've lost the word, but basically there'll be I really can't find the word. On the 28th of May there'll be new laws regarding data protection and so on.
Okay.
And apparently this person would need quite a few extra fields on the forms.
But the fields, you can create them with Odoo Studio. There is no limit.
Yeah.
Know how to publish them to the website. That's maybe a little bit more complicated, because if this is not standard, you can publish some of your partners on the website. So if you use the Odoo website, but yes, with your granular option for each member family group, I don't know exactly what you want to do, and that seems quite specific to me. So.
Could you maybe give us more details as to what needs to go on the form, exactly?
Yeah, but I think that sounds like a development or something. So yeah, Maybe you should discuss it with your account manager or with your consultant at Odoo to be sure we understand exactly what you want to do. Because yes, but that seems quite specific there. So I don't know anything about what you. Yeah, I don't know if it's. I don't think it's something we can easily do.
Right, don't hesitate getting back to us, Andrew, with more details if you want.
So, Aklokos, thanks. So, can I also have two separated tags fields on a product, like one for color and one for memory?
Of course.
Yes, of course. Of course. That would be exactly the same. So, if I go back, let me switch back to English. It will be easier for you guys. It's still in French.
It wasn't in French.
Ah, yes, no, it's in English. So, in the product, what was the product? The iPod. It's not the same database, or what? Yeah, maybe they did in the other database, yes. Sorry, it was in this database, but indeed, you can have another field there, the same kind of field, so many to many, and instead of being product tags, you can just add another relation. You can use the same relation and just simply name the field differently. So product tags confirm, but for example, this field you can yes, it's not gonna work because Odoo makes the same relation and the same field. So you'll have to create another relation. So that was not a good idea. Let me just undo what I did. Add a many to many and create just a new relation. Color tags, for example. I don't know. And then you'll have sorry, you'll have your industry, because the thing I add a widget. I don't know why it was not. Maybe I did not add the tags, but anyway, now it's a tag, and you can yes. So you have really two different fields, and so the limit of fields you create is not there is no limit.
Yes. Hope that answers your question, Clockhouse. Andrew Young, good re-extra fields. For the rest, I discuss offline. Don't quite understand that.
Okay, so it was just the question. So there is no limit on the number of fields. Yes. So I think that's it. Yeah, just be careful with the usability and the way it looks like on your.
I'm not quite sure what you'd need to change for the GDPR, and yeah, some things might be quite specific, and indeed better to talk about offline. So yeah, for the moment, no extra questions coming in. We're still here for another 20 minutes or so. So make the most of it, guys. Then there will be a 15-minute break, and a couple of our colleagues will take over. So where were we?
So any question?
Okay. Perfect. Glad to hear it, a Clockhouse. And sorry if we're mispronouncing your name, by the way. We're doing our best.
But I think Odoo Studio is really a good tool.
It is, yeah.
Because
the possibilities are.
Yeah, and now it's easier for user to just create some specific field, custom field. It's yes.
True. In the past, you'd have to create your own field name and so on. It was a bit more complicated.
It was more technical and it was more complicated for end user. But now, thanks to Odoo Studio, I think it's really
improved. Improved a lot. Well, do you want to do a demo of Odoo Studio? As you like it so much.
I like Odoo Studio, yeah. Yes, we can make a short presentation, because I was talking about usability, and so we don't display a lot of fields on the same form. But with Odoo Studio, you can, in addition, on top of creating new fields, you can create new tabs as well. So if you really want to display a lot of fields, you can create separate tabs in the product form. Just create a new, what we call the new page for new field there. In the page, you can add some groups or some columns or something to have separated columns, and then in this new page you can really add some fields with
simple drag and drop and so on.
Yeah, that's really quite simple, and it allows you to have a good visibility. You can create new tabs, so that's easy to have. You can even create some new smart button with Studio. You can really customize everything you need. You can customize all the view, as I shown before. You can customize the search view to add some auto completion field, but add some default group by, some default filters if you want. It's really great. And another feature I could show that is quite interesting and quite easy to do now is a related field. So, for example, let's assume that on the sale order, if I go to the search view, there is what we call a many-to-one field. So the customer, so the sale order is related to a customer, but let's assume that on the sale order, I directly want to see the phone number of my customer. I can create what we call a related field because I don't want to type it to fill in every time I select the customer and then fill in the phone number of my customer. I don't want to click on my customer to be able to see it. So I can create what we call a related field.
This will go get it from the contact form.
Yes, and see how it's easy to create. If I drag and drop a selected field, Odoo allows me to create a selected field for every many-to-one that are already in the sale order form. So there I want to make a relation with the customer. I open the customer, and what field I want to take from the customer, I want to take the phone number. So I just, it's ordered alphabetically. And the phone number there. I confirm it. I don't know if there is a phone number on my customer. I don't think so. But let me close Odoo Studio. Add the phone number on my customer. You'll see that this related field will be filled in with my phone number. Yes. So that's really easy.
Super simple, super fast.
Yeah, that's
super efficient.
Yeah, that's a feature we have in Odoo Studio. That's quite good.
Right, we have a couple more comments here on YouTube. In the procurement model, I have an agreement with my supplier that when I buy over a certain amount, I have 4% discount in the same month. I'm not quite sure where the question is there.
Yeah. So I think what it tells is that if you buy, for example, more than 1,000 units of the same product to the same supplier, it gets 4% discount.
So these are purchase agreements.
Yes, but I don't know, because it is more the weird thing there. It is that it is in the same month. So Odoo should compute. Okay, this month I already bought, for example, 900 units. And if I buy 100 more, I have 4% discount. That's what we want to do. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, we'll wait for you, Yakov, to get back to us with that for more with more details, so we can better understand the question.
If it's just a 4% discount, if we buy more than 1,000 units in the same order, this is just about supplier prices and something we can define on the product form with the suppliers. But yeah.
Okay, now moving on while waiting for Yakov to get back to us regarding that. I have a question. I start work on Odoo 10 and I have a problem. I start working in sales and I make invoices, then I want to add initial balance of inventory. System calculates all as one, then how I'm... Okay, hold on, let me try that again. I start working in sales and I make invoices, then I want to add initial balance of inventory system. No, hold on. Add initial balance of inventory. system calculates all as one. How do I do that? Do you understand what he's...
No, not really. So you want to start working in sales and make invoice and...
He added a comment. My question for inventory, I make sales for products for 27 quantity. It shows in system minus 27, this right. But I don't add my initial balance of this item. How can I make it show the quantity of the beginning of the year? Oh, so you want to update the quantity on hand because what you have is not the correct amount. Well, I could show you how if you want.
Of course.
If my screen is on, I know it's not on. Yes, it is. So there's two things you need to bear in mind when it comes to the quantity of a product. Okay, I, for example, just created a new product. I create something that I've been selling for years, but I've just started using Odoo, and I create a new product. Yeah, very original. And it's a stockable product. Sell price, we don't really care. Save. So I have my new product in my inventory. What I can already do here, if I know the quantity on hand I can already update my quantity on hand here. I can tell the system, I just created this product, but I actually already have 50 in stock. And I apply this, and there will have been stock moves generated to tell the system that you have 50 products in stock. Another way to do this is if you go into your inventory, application, you can do inventory adjustments. This is useful if you want to, at the end of a quarter, at the end of the year, count all your inventory and check what's missing, what's in your system, and do the adjustments. So if you do an inventory adjustment, I create for warehouse stock all my products, and I start the inventory. Oh yeah, annual checkup. And I start the inventory. I can see that in my inventory at the moment, it seems we don't have much in our stock at the moment.
Not really.
So in my inventory at the moment in warehouse stock, I only have the theoretical quantity of 50 in my stock and the real quantity 50. I can change this. I can change this to say, actually, the system, I'm supposed to have 50, but I just counted, I have 65. There we go. And then I validate the inventory and save. Now, if I go back to my product form, and where is new table? Here it is. You will see that my on hand is 65. So could you let me know if that's what you were looking for? I think it was Ahmed. Could you tell me if that's what you were looking for, or if it was something else? If it was something else, don't hesitate to get back to us. We'll gladly answer your questions. Yakov, I have an agreement with my supplier for a discount on quantity per month.
Yeah. And I've checked, but with Odoo you cannot say, okay, if this month I buy more than 1,000 units, I get a 4% discount. You can do it by purchase order, in the same purchase order, but not group
purchase orders together.
Yeah. That's something you could check manually, but there is no way to say, okay, because that will open some doors to so many possibilities that
it does complicate flows, doesn't it?
Indeed. So what you can do, and maybe you can switch to my screen.
Yep.
Perfect. So if in the purchase, so I mean in a product, sorry, you can define, and we already discussed that before. We can define some vendors in a product form, and in a vendor prices we can have some minimum quantity. So for example, the price of this product is 100 euro for the vendor 1, but the same vendor, if we buy 10 units, the unit price is 90 euro, for example.
Yeah, and you could put the validity date to monthly as well.
Yeah, but the validity date means okay, this is only available between 2 days, and it does not make the addition of 2 different purchase order. I think what the customer wants is to make, okay, I created the first purchase order at the beginning of January, I have a second one at the end of January, but it makes an addition of the 2 purchase order. So I don't think it's something we can do, but yes, there with a minimum quantity of 10 units for the iPod for the vendor number 1. Yeah, let me create a purchase order for the vendor number 1. If I have an iPod, if I buy the iPod, hopefully it's gonna work. Wait, yes, 100, and if I buy 50 units, it's 90. So in the same purchase order, you can really do it. That's quite easy, but it does not make the addition for the sales in the same month. So that's not something you can do.
Well, it's not available in standard.
Yes, yeah. Yes, maybe with the development, but yeah.
All right, Yakov, and is the supplier giving of monetary sum? So if I give my supplier, right, I'll buy 2,000 for 2,000 euros worth of product A.
So you mean that you get a discount in a monetary discount. You can add it manually because you can add discount products and set a negative price, 10 euro, and so you have a discount like that if that's what you want to do. So it's a monetary sum. But once again, it's not done automatically. With no way to do it automatically, based on the addition of several purchase orders within the same month. Okay.
Right, Ahmed. Apparently, you could maybe help me out here because apparently I didn't answer his question correctly. You not answer my question. Make sale order of product by 54 item. Then try to add initial balance of this item was 65. How to add 65 quantity as initial balance? How it worked from inventory adjustments. Do you understand?
From what I understand, he created the first product. Let me try. He created the first product, test product. Inventory, let's say, a first stockable product today, and he sold I don't know, he sold 10 units in this product. That's what he said. He maybe confirmed the sale, and he maybe forced the availability. Let me check. It's not available, but I can force it. So in the product form, now it shows -10.
Should do anyway.
-10. Yes, -10 on end. And what he wants to do is to make an inventory adjustment before. Yes, but we cannot. So you can change
before the date of that sale order?
Before the date of the sale order, that won't be possible. You can just change yes.
Now, let's think about this. What does it actually literally change doing it before the date of the sale order and afterwards? It would just be your stock at date reports that might change.
Yes, the stock at date would be changed. Yes,
that's the only impact.
Yeah,
of
indeed.
Before and after.
There, I'm just wondering why I don't have. Maybe it was taken from another. Because I don't see the. Maybe last time we did some customization to take it from another. Not customization, but changes. Yes.
We have two warehouses.
Yes, it's another warehouse. But
yeah, don't forget we're in multi-company with two different warehouses.
so if I create an inventory adjustment for the other warehouse, it was stock 2. Yes. No, I see -10, but I can change I can change indeed because I cannot change the inventory date. That's not something I can do indeed. But
You
there
can
I
change
can,
the real quantity.
I can change the quantity. I have no in my stock, and yeah. So just do not take into account the sale you already did in the system. Just take into account the inventory you have right now in your warehouse and set it as a real quantity there in the inventory adjustment.
Yeah. So yeah, sorry if we didn't get to the bottom of your problem, Ahmed. I would like, there's something like 3 or 4 minutes left, but there's a last chance, last time I'm going to say this. There will be a couple of our colleagues taking over in 15 minutes, so stay with us. If you want these sessions to continue or to start again, tweet us. Let us know. Let us know what you think about these sessions, if they're useful, if you want them to continue. Just make it known on social media, because today is the last day, as it stands, that we are going to do Friday functional live streams. So if you want them to start again, let us know. Okay? Probably have time for one more question. Andrew, that seems like a technical question to me.
Yeah, I read a lot about Google accelerated mobile page and privacy. Yes. The websites are responsive indeed, but can they also be EMP? I don't know. PWA. I don't know. So yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know. That's a technical question there, so we don't know. Sorry, Andrew.
Ahmed's coming back to us. Continue, no issue. You're right. How I add initial balance of this product. I like your face. This is not working.
But
thank you.
You can actually. I think you can do it with an inventory, not adjustment, but actually a picking maybe. So you can maybe create for the warehouse number 2. Let me go back to my database. So instead of doing it from there. So I have -10 units. I will create an inventory, a reception, so a reception for the warehouse number 2. And there, I think I can maybe set a date, yes.
Yeah, you can.
So for example, for the 1st of January, I don't set a partner, and the project is inventory project. Yeah. And let me change this, so save it. I can set it to 65. So I will receive 65 products, okay, and validate it. And no, so it was done on the. I did it too fast. The schedule date changed.
When you put the product.
Yeah. I did it too fast. I will return it. It's not a big deal. Check availability. Validate. Yes. Hopefully it's.
But I'd like to.
It's gonna work. Yeah.
I'd like to also put the point on the fact that when you do create your products, create your initial balance before you create sale orders.
Yes, of course.
That's a logical way of pursuing,
But then I can. It's changed every time I.
You create the picking.
If I save it, oh no, okay, it works. So I changed there. I've done 65. Save and validate. Okay, so at the 1st of January, let me now check my inventory. What was the warehouse? Yes. So in the current stock, I have. I did it wrong. Yeah, sorry, I did it wrong. I
took it from the inventory.
I took it, yes.
And put in.
Yeah. So, but you understand, and that will work. So, if you make an inventory, you schedule the date, and you add the product, you will see that you will receive it's not an inventory adjustment, but it's a picking at a certain date.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, that should work for you, Ahmed. It's now 12:30, so we're going to have to stop here. And to elaborate CoBB info systems, yes, it's Friday Friday support altogether, I think. But as I said, if you make enough noise, we'll be back soon. Okay. So don't hesitate doing that. All right. Well, it was a real pleasure.
Yeah.
Happy Friday, happy weekend, and hopefully see you all soon. Stick by. In 15 minutes, we have 2 other colleagues coming in to take over. So make sure to stay here. Any final words, Ben?
No, thank you. Thank you for the session.
Well, thank you, and thank you, guys.
Maybe see you soon.
Maybe. Anyway, have a nice weekend, guys, and see you soon. All right? Take care.
Bye.